Well, I keep coming back around, and I'm going to try to speak a little clearer this time. I'll hold the phone a little closer so I don't get all the reverberation of qualities. And this is one of those things where, I see certain friends doing certain things, but they're still this group of friends. I guess I'd call them friends, even though they just won't do this, what I'm about to talk about. Saltancy. So I grew up water skiing. Learned when I was 3 on Lake Elsinore. My stepdad was surfing, but not surfing. He was skiing behind me, and he'd hold me up and get me going, and then he'd drop off. And of course, I'd fall off immediately, just because you don't have, at that age, 3 years old, you don't have the concept of, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Watch me do it. It doesn't happen. So years later, not too many years later, I guess I was about 6. Maybe I was 5 or something, and I had a younger friend. Our neighborhood only offered up so many friends, and all of them, coincidentally, they were born at some point in time, and they had an age. Every one of those motherfuckers had an age. But anyway, somehow, living on the same side of the street and whatever, I hooked up with these 2 brothers. One was a little younger than me, one was a little bit older. And our families hooked up too, and we did all the vacations together, and we did all the riding of motorcycles. We used to ride a lot of motorcycles. Well, not a lot of motorcycles. We did a lot of motorcycle riding. We went out and tore shit up, I said. And our motorcycles weren't even that powerful. We had 90s and 125s. But we did have camping. And so we'd go out there and we'd camp. One of the places we'd camp at was Dry Lake. Now I have to say, even with the parents and their instincts to keep you safe and so on, there's nothing like getting on a motorcycle after dark on a big flat lake. Well, it was a lake at one point in time. Big flat expanse of earth. And you have already been all over it. There's nothing out there that you can fall into or trip over or whatever. So we'd get on the motorcycles and we'd just ride out into the darkness. It really wasn't any darker where we got, because, the moon is the moon, and it's hard to, if you get the right angle, maybe the moon won't do what the moon normally does, but I don't think so. We would take those motorcycles right out across. You could close your eyes. You could just close your eyes and ride for a while. And as long as the guy next to you was either, riding with his eyes open, or he was, paying enough rapt attention that, you somehow kept a distance between you somewhat constant, so you didn't fucking kill each other. Boy, that's even better. I don't think I surpassed that feeling, which I had as a kid, out there on the dry lake riding motorcycles with my eyes closed and just going. I don't think I surpassed that until I got to, I got a few contenders here, so I'm trying to whittle it down. I guess it'd be Kauai. Kauai one night. So, girlfriend of mine, we had gone over to Kauai, rented some kayaks, and we ended up paddling around Kauai. Took about 14 days all in all. I mean, you could probably do it, a few hours if you went out and that's what your intention was, but that wasn't our intention. We wanted to just relax, enjoy the island, so on and so forth. And we were pretty lucky because the surf wasn't very big, because a lot of places we stayed when we were circumnavigating the island would have been completely inaccessible if the surf were much bigger. I mean, there was one place where we had to land, and I think the surf was 15 foot that day. And so you talk about timing. I mean, we're both experienced paddlers, and we're both very strong. But then we had to bring my surf memory into it, and so we watched and we watched and we watched and we watched. We ended up having lunch, and we watched some more. And at one point, I finally said, "Okay, I think I know the pattern here." And then we went for it. And we got in just ahead of a massive wave. We got washed way up the beach, kayaks scrubbing on the sand. The beach is pretty steep over there because of how big the surf was that day. But it could have turned out a lot worse. And then guess what stupid does? I empty everything out of the kayak. I batten down the hatches, and I paddle back out there. I am going to ride some of the 15-footers. Zara was my paddling partner, girlfriend, whatever, partner in crime. She's sitting on the beach. She's sitting on the balls of her feet. She's squatted down, and she's looking out at me. And I can see her, and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Get your ass in here. Get out of the fuck." And the funny thing is that, well, nothing's funny about this, but I didn't even think about sharks. And turns out, there'd been like 6 fatal shark attacks somewhere around the island that year. And I'm out there plunging my kayak into 15-foot surf, and I'm, paddling along trying to get back to the kayak. Oh, motherfucker. It's a statistics thing, Some percentage of idiots survive even though they do everything wrong, and, give nature every chance to take them out. And I'm here. I am proof that statistics is a reliable method to make decisions on. But don't ever bet against me. I've had a lot of things in nature try to take me out. Well, fuck you, nature. Here I am. Come get me. Come here, you little bitch.